Hello guys, welcome to our tutorials on high speed signals. So electronics field basically is a ocean. So in such a field, high speed designs is one of the most complex topic, as well as most complex in terms of practical scenarios as well. So while an electronics engineer can design a circuit easily, whether it be a low speed or a high speed, making that or realizing that design on a PCB is one of the most challenging thing uh, for a high speed signal design, whereas a low speed signal design you don't need to bother much about it. Now what what signal do we call a high speed signal? So any signal which gets affected due to the PCB characteristics. When we say PCB characteristics, it is the dielectric material, its thickness, the trace width, basically all these. So while if we only talk about a PCB material, it's basically the dielectric material and its thickness, and then the IC package. So definitely there will be pins that will be coming out of the IC, and then it will have its associated capacitance, inductance. So we'll talk about it later. So basically the signal gets affected by IC package, and then interconnections on the PCB. So that means if we are routing a signal from one point to another, if the signal gets affected by this interconnection, and if you see such symptoms, then it is definitely a high speed signal. So all these could come into picture. So that means you cannot escape out of any point at any time if you are working on a high speed signal. So to just put it simply, you are on a huge radar, and you need to uh, escape it, and then make the designs work. So now when we are talking about signal characteristics here, so signal characteristics could be amplitude, rise time, fall time, frequency, and phase. These are very high level characteristics we are talking. So there could be problems that come out of derivatives of these characteristics. Example, if there is an issue with signal amplitude at the signal amplitude, or if there is an issue with rise time, fall time, or a frequency or phase, it could lead to some other signal distortions, and there are several namings. We'll talk about those in later. So but the basic signal characteristics which can get affected are these. Now we are talking high speed. We are talking high speed as a big stream. So what frequency should be treated as high speed? So that's the question that comes to our mind. So any frequencies beyond 30 megahertz, that means when we are saying a frequency here, it meant there will be rise time associated, because as the frequency increases, the time period reduces. That means the rise time increases. So any frequency beyond 30 megahertz, that means for that specific rise time, can be considered as a high speed signal. So if you are working in any design on your board, if you are going beyond the 30 megahertz, you have to take all the special care design considerations, which we'll be talking in future videos, to make your design work. And then now we are saying about 30 megahertz, it is a high speed signal, and it could cause problems in your design if you don't take care of them properly. So are all high speed signals problematic? So that's the next question that comes to our mind. So not all signals are problematic. So to explain, if you see the scenario here, IC1 and IC2, there is a rise time for this signal. So if by the time signal rises to a full extent or nearly to its amplitude, if the second IC is able to read that particular signal, you will have you will not have to bother about any high speed signal, because that will be read perfectly. Now let us assume a signal is being transmitted from IC1, but by the time it reaches IC2, there is one more signal on the trace. That means the rise time is much lesser than the distance between these two ICs. So the basic condition is flight time by rise time. If it is greater than 1, you should be worried about all the signals in the high speed domain. So flight time is nothing but it is the time for which the signal takes to travel from IC from a particular point to another. Here in our example, it's IC1 to IC2. Rise time, we all know its definition. We have put several videos in our channel as well. So flight by rise time, if that is greater than 1, then all the high speed signals we are talking should be considered. So when we say should be considered, whether we have to perform a simulation or we might have to understand the scenarios, how they are going to get affected. We have to take into consideration the PCB materials which we talked. We have to understand the IC packages that are used, and we also should be aware of how the manufacturing processes are, how tolerances are happening, and especially amid all these, the major contributor to all this noise or whatever is the PCB layout engineer. So if a design engineer and PCB layout engineer work together in these scenarios, should work together basically, should work together if there is a high speed signal, and the output of any high speed design basically depends on the quality of output that comes from the PCB layout. So it's design, definitely we can do lot of calculations, we can do simulations, we can replicate it in the design by using the schematic tools, but that need to be physically implemented on the PCB layout, rooted, and to get to its physical form, as we said, the manufacturing things, the dielectric materials, and then the routing techniques. So all these come into picture. So it is important that every aspect of this should be considered, and in these videos we are going to talk about all these points. Especially we are going to consider a processor based design and going to give a detailed view of how to approach things and what are all the considerations that need to be taken interface by interface. Hope we gave a little view of the high speed design. So let's start talking about the other topics in high speed design in future videos. Thanks for watching our video. Please like our video. Please subscribe our channel. Thank you.